it very far. So
We did.
speaking of reality TV, we have Real Housewives. A few weeks ago at this point, we were all watching the finale of, we all have troll accounts and these Twitter accounts. We were watching the finale of Salt Lake Housewives, and it was revealed that Monica Garcia, one of the Salt Lake Housewives, is the one running this Reality Von Teese account. She was the
Oh wait,
one.
I didn't know there was a name to it. Wait, I'm taking notes. What's the
You
name?
have to take notes because I saw it's called Reality Von
I
Teese.
saw it, but like I didn't know who was behind it. Look.
Well, let me, as you could take out your pen and pencil if you would like. Monica Garcia, she's one of the Salt Lake Housewives.
Mhm.
She got herself on the show. Apparently, she's been running this account for 4 years. It became a thing that, you actually, a housewife was running a troll account and trolling her. So, like, that was a big moment to compare it to Teresa Giudice way back in the day. I don't know if you know who she is. She flipped a table. Like, did this start? I mean, I saw your Instagram, her name, well, she flipped a table on Jersey Housewives like 15
Oh.
years ago. It was a big thing. That was like a breakout moment, which now has given her a career for 17 years. But they're saying like Monica revealing that she's behind this Reality Von Teese account is like as big as that. And like the Bravo world and the Housewives world has kind of gone crazy over this because it's kind of like an insider is like running this troll account and trolling your castmates, like getting information and then talking about how awful they are. So it was really a big thing. Like, were your DMs just going insane when this was
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah, people were like, "Oh, there's this troll account. They're using your picture." And it was kind of that, like they're using your picture and a little like play on words on your name and you should, so and I was kind of like, what? Why does people think it's okay to use a picture of someone else to, for anything, really? Like, but I don't know. I don't watch the show. I just have like a few people like, you should get this taken down. Don't let them use your photo to spew this stuff. But I don't know anything about it. You've just told me more than anybody's told me.
I'm glad I could educate you. I saw your Instagram stories at the time, and yeah, I saw where you were like, "Please
Yeah.
report this account. Like, tell them to stop using my picture." Then you were like, "Now I hear Bravo's using my picture." They were like when they referred to her running the account, they would show you on
Yeah. Which,
Bravo
like, by the
TV.
way, you can't do. I think they blurred it out though, right? I heard that they blurred it out.
They blurted out, but I mean,
Still,
we
okay.
all knew it was
But still,
you.
everyone's going to that account, and it's like, okay. So I don't know. And then I kind of was like, ugh. And then all these other accounts popped up after it, and it was just like, you know what? Like, my attorney actually reached out. He's like, "Do you want me to handle this?" And I was like, I guess, but do I really want to put energy into this? Do I really care? There's so many people that steal photos for whatever reason and use it for things. I was a little bit like, I just can't put energy into this. I don't even know what this show is. I don't, you know.
Did your attorney call like Instagram Bravo Monica Garcia
I
herself?
didn't, I honestly didn't even put it on him because I didn't know about the person's name who was doing it, but I didn't, I was honestly like, I don't really like, let's work, I'm like, move forward. Like, do I care about this? Does anybody going to care about this for very long? It just
No.
took a lot of energy expended, and for what?
Well, listen, now that you have her name, Monica Garcia, if you want to call
I
your attorney,
did
and
write it down. I did write it down.
I'm just trying, I mean, you have 2.7 million Instagram followers. Like I was saying, they were all aware of it. So I saw, I mean, like I figured if someone reports it to Instagram and it might get taken
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, I did report it, and that like the image, and they Instagram wrote back to me like, "Oh, can you prove that this is you?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's like a selfie I took during the pandemic with a mask made from the lace of my lingerie brand. I can prove it." But then I also just like was too busy, and I was like, I can't. Yeah, sometimes you just can't be bothered. I've got like a long to-do list of things that are, you know, more important.
They are more important. Well, if you want to call your attorney now that you know Monica's name, feel free
Now I
to.
yeah. Okay.
You mentioned Taylor Swift. How did you end up being in a Taylor Swift video?
Oh, so I guess like my like one of the somebody I know was like, oh, Taylor Swift's people reached out to me about getting in touch with you. Can I give them your number? I was like, sure. So her people call me and I'm on the phone with this person. They're talking to me about a video. And then they go, okay, hold on. Taylor wants to get on. So then I start talking to her. And yeah, and she was just telling me about this idea she has for a video. And I was kind of like, oh, it's going to be like another person that wants to like use my glass or wants to use me or use this or whatever, you know. But she was like very like, I see people like imitating you all the time and not giving you credit. I'd love to like me and you have this moment in your world. And I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, it was really she's everybody knows she's such a powerhouse and so kind. And like I really it was a great experience for me working with her. I had like worked with their stylist to create an outfit that looks like mine, and we had matching looks, and I connected her with like Louboutin about like, you have to wear the shoes, you know, you have to wear, this is the Dita look, here's my stockings, you have to wear the stockings. So it was really fun to work with her stylist on all of the like things that make you know, make up our moment together.
So Taylor did okay. She gets your burlesque stamp of approval.
Yeah, yeah, she was great. Yeah, it was a fun experience.
Did you learn anything from her? Not with burlesque, obviously, because you are the master, but just did you learn anything from her just in terms of like, people say her work ethic is so crazy, it's like amazing and like she's just such a professional. Did you learn anything from that experience?
I mean, I loved watching her direct this video, and I love that she was, she had this, an iPad with like the shot we just didn't like, do you like this? Like, I loved that she was like, do you like this shot or do you want to redo it? And it's like, or she'd be like, I want to redo it. So we'd redo it. And I love that she was so like, they never played the song on set, and they had this tent that was like guarded, and she'd bring me in the tent, headphones on, and I could hear the song, and watch like they were editing on site. It was really fantastic. What I learned from her is just like how amazing, how hands-on she is and how clever she is and how she's like totally capable of directing that big team. It's really great.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about, like you mentioned, like when Taylor first called you, you thought, she was just going to want to borrow the martini glass, or, we talked about reality Von Teese. Like, do you have situations where people are like copying you or just like using the martini glass or the clamshell or any of these other signature moves of
Yeah, I
yours?
mean, I say I've been on mood boards for the better part of 23 years on the mood board. So, but I had like things that there's the things that in the early 2000s, like for instance, like I did this thing with the Pussycat Dolls, right? I was a guest star in their show, and they were filming a scene in Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, and they called me, the film called me and was like, hey, can we use your glass for this scene in the film? And I was like, no. I was like, no, it's not, it was like a scene with the Pussycat Dolls, and like they wanted to use my glass. And I was like, no, because like this is my number. It's not a Pussycat Dolls show number. And they were like, okay. And then